Why did you put my Canon D?
Whoa, bro, chill out. I was just vibing to a little Canon D action. Sound. How is the saxophone able to sound so different from player to player? So how do we get any of these sounds? Is it just from long tones? No, although long tones are awesome as they get our embouchure stamina up and helps us develop a stable sound rather than a shaky one. So where does a good sound come from? Well, imagine player one has never played jazz before. He stumbles upon this transcribed solo by Charlie Parker. He plays through the sheet music and it's a really fun challenge. So then he decides to look up the original recording just because why not? Upon listening, he is amazed and realizes there are so many elements in Charlie Parker's playing that really brings these notes to life. All of a sudden, he revisits the transcription. He is now noticing every detail he is not quite capturing like Charlie Parker does in his sound. He becomes obsessed in trying to emulate the life and energy Charlie Parker's sound radiates. Player one is now on a new path of his sound journey. Now imagine player two. Same idea, he stumbles on the same transcription and plays it the way he is used to playing. Then he checks out the original recording but thinks, "Ugh, God, that sounds awful." The truth is, we're all walking bundles of biases. What we think is a good sound, someone else might think sucks, and vice versa. We're gonna like what we like, and ultimately, our sound is going to be the culmination of every player we gravitate towards imitating. As we get older too, our preferences might change, just like with dating. So the first thing is to accept it's okay to like what you like. After this is accepted, then we can move on to the most important concept in my opinion, flexibility. We must be able to be a chameleon, one who can modify themselves to match any situation. Because if not, what if you hear a sound that you really like but have absolutely no idea how to match it? Or what if you naturally already have a really soft, elegant sound like Paul Desmond, but your big band director places you on lead alto this concert and demands a loud brash sound that must cut through the entire section? Then we must acquire awareness of all the muscles going on inside that manipulates our sound. It's much more than just embouchure pressure. Yes, in general, a jazz embouchure is looser than a classical embouchure. The classical embouchure is firm with a pointed chin, flat lips, sealed corners, and barely moves at all when playing. The jazz embouchure is looser, in which the bottom lip is fattened up a bit, sometimes the cheeks might puff, and the jaw is often moving around, enabling you to a wider spectrum of tonal manipulation. However, this is only a small fraction of what gives you full access to being a sound chameleon. The rest of the answers lie inside the oral cavity. So, what are the muscles inside? Well, there's over 50 of them. A lot of them have large names I don't even know how to say. We won't get that specific, but I will share with you 3 of some of my favorite exercises that will force you to actually use all of these muscles. These 3 exercises I'm about to share with you actually all come from the brand new course I just released with jazz lesson videos on saxophone sound concepts, which has over an hour's worth of footage explaining and demonstrating over 15 sound exercises that I've committed to all throughout my saxophone playing life. If you want full full access to the course. You can find it in the link in the description below and use code Saxologic for $25 off. Alrighty, so this first exercise is going to involve just the mouthpiece and a piano. And if you don't have a piano app on your phone will be just fine. So on the piano, you're going to play a C. And then you're going to find it on the mouthpiece. So after you found C, you're going to play C again and then go down one chromatic note and then return to the C. So I'm going to play C, B, C. So after that, you're going to do it again, but go down 2 chromatic notes to the B flat and return to C. Now go down 3, return, go down 4, return, go down 5, etc. Ta-da! As you do this exercise, you'll quickly see that changing your embouchure pressure or your jaw pressure is simply not enough. The real answers lie inside. It's going to take some experimentation. You'll probably notice that your tongue will arch and move forwards and backwards. You'll notice those lower pitches will need more air from the diaphragm in order to sustain the sound. If you can confidently bend down an entire octave, then you're in a really good place to willingly modify your sound. In the course, I go over several more mouthpiece exercises that I've done all throughout my life. For the second exercise, I'm going to let you in on a secret. In jazz saxophone, any sound is subjectively good if the intonation is strong. Seriously, listen to this. I would describe that as a warm, pleasant sound, right? My tongue position was low, and I was thinking of slow, fat, warm air. But if I play that same line with this exact same tone, but with bad intonation, now check it out. Now I sound bad. And guess what? If I have the most nasally, brash, unorthodox tone, but the intonation is good, then the tone just sounds like added personality and charm. So, how do we boost our intonation? I used to think it was just by looking at a tuner. But the problem is, as soon as the tuner is gone, you don't know if you're in tune or not. Unless you have perfect pitch. Not only that, if you're playing with other instrumentalists and they're out of tune and you're perfectly in tune, everyone blames the saxophonist anyway. It's going to be important that we can sound in tune with anyone, whether they're sharp or flat. So how do we work on this? Turn on a tuning drum. Take a scale, or better yet, a scale exercise like diatonic sevenths. Make sure the drone is slightly louder than you. Then tune every single note at your own pace. Concentrate on finding the center for every note where all waves are totally gone. When you find it, see if you can stay on it for a little while. This will really test your control. See if you can tune even the more crunchy intervals like the second or the seventh. Yes, even those can be played out of tune or in tune. It takes some really delicate control, especially with a jazz mouthpiece, since the tip opening is larger, therefore making the reed more able to bend and change pitch. So when I'm on top of this every day, literally just 5 minutes a day is a hyper-focused warm-up. On the days it's really going, it puts me in a pleasant zen-like hypnotic state. Then when I forget about all this and just play, everything that I'm doing musically is overall, on average, more in tune. The final exercise I'll share with you is related to articulation. The way and timing in which we start and stop notes is absolutely a part of our sound. I mean, just take a listen to this comparison. When you say both of those takes had a different personality, every jazz musician has slightly different nuances to how they articulate things, which contributes to their individual sound. And actually, in my new sound concepts course with jazz lesson videos, I get deep into articulation, discussing several tongue positions and techniques like ghost tonguing and anchor tonguing. I also go over double lip versus single lip embouchure and provide various exercises that you can play along with me. So now, I'll share with you an exercise I did every day for months during my undergrad, and I truly attribute this exercise as being the reason why I feel like jazz articulation just sort of comes to me naturally now. Here it is. In that demonstration, it went by really fast, but initially it has to be practiced really slow and 100% precisely. First, tongue the first note, then tongue the second as well. Slur into the third, tongue the fourth, slur into the fifth, tongue the sixth, then ghost the seventh and eighth notes, which ghosting is a tonguing technique I explain more in depth in this video here and in the course. Anyway, we're going to release the tongue on the ninth note, tongue the eighth note on the way back down, slur into 7, tongue 6, slur into 5, tongue 4, slur into 3, tongue 2, and then slur into 1 of the new key, tongue 2, and then repeat this pattern. This sort of lopsided way of slurring 2 notes at a time, tonguing on those upbeats, is coined as tonguing every other note. There is no way to play this exercise fast and accurately until you just keep playing it slowly every day for a while, making sure the accuracy is 100% every repetition. Then when your body is ready, it will let you know when it's time to speed it up. Again, this is the first jazz articulation exercise I did consistently for months, and it enabled me to really understand everything I'm listening to whenever I hear one of my jazz heroes articulate really these fast, rapid bebop lines. So now, I pass it on to you. Awesome. Well, I hope you guys found at least one of these concepts helpful. Again, I have over 15 sound exercises I share in my new course with jazz lesson videos where I explain how to do them all, provide notations for each one, as well as share my philosophies on why to do each one of them. You can find the link in the description below and use code Saxologic for $25 off. Alright, ouch. Alrighty everyone, thank you guys so much for 199,000 subscribers. What am I gonna do for our 200K? Have a good day.